Greetings world, how are you? Thanks for joining. This is a follow-up video from the Lego Saturn V video I did last month. The reason being is I've come to an epiphany. I enjoyed building this so much that I ended up building it 4 or 5 more times with friends and family, and I really recommend you get one if you want to sit your family down on the around the table and just have like a puzzle to do together. This works really well for that. Even my 4 and 5-year-old nieces tried to help out, and they had a great time doing it. But yeah, I came to realize as I was doing this for like the 5th time I was putting that together, that a lot of the magic, if you will, of this rocket actually lies inside the outer shell. You can't really see all that's going on inside of it. But then I decided I wanted to display all the pieces that are inside of it, and that's what I did. And that's what's behind me right here. I actually got a second one, and I laid out all the pieces and I put them in a frame. I actually custom made this frame. It's pretty large, as you can see. So I got all of my supplies from a local store. I got the plexiglass, the pine wood, and the cardboard backing to it. And I put it all together just so I could show off all this has to offer. So I was just gonna buy a frame, but after about a 5-minute search on Google, I realized I can't really find a shadow box this big, and if I could, it was gonna be really expensive. So I decided just to man up and build my own, and I'm glad I did, because it was an educational opportunity. I learned that I will never do something like this again. Okay, but what it's made out of, like I said, this is pine wood. Okay, I bought 2 8-foot long boards, and I used a miter saw and cut them in their appropriate lengths, 4 pieces. And then I took a Dremel, and this was the most tedious, hardest part, and sucked, of the job. I Dremeled out 2 slats in each piece of wood for the plexiglass and the cardboard backdrop, and had to measure them all up so they'd all, fit together at the appropriate angles, 90-degree angles. So that took forever. That was the worst part. After I did that, I told my wife I'll never do something like this again. I'm done with carpentry. So yeah, I got that. This is the back board framing. I got this at the store as well. I just spray painted it black. I spray painted the white pine black as well, because that's my favorite color. Represent. So yeah, then I actually took special nails with the little rivets in them, and I nailed down the top board and the sideboards. And I left this board off, and I slid the backing into it, used some Gorilla Glue, and glued it in place. Laid it flat on a card table, a fold-out table, and I started putting all the pieces in their appropriate places. I kind of just winged it, trying to keep stages of the rocket together. So from the very end over to about right here is the first stage, and then from the end of the first stage to about right here is the second stage, and then the rest is the third stage and the Apollo spacecraft. So yeah, after I got them all laid out in the appropriate places, I took a popsicle stick and I reverse wrapped duct tape on the end of it, so to have a sticky end to it. And I would just dab pieces that I want to remove, and I'd put glue on the back and just put them right back in their appropriate places. I also use tweezers sometimes too, because I'll bring the camera in a minute and you can see how small these pieces are and how much work that took. That was tedious as well, but still, it was nowhere near as tedious and messy, if you will, as dremeling out the slats for the plexiglass and cardboard backing. After I got all these glued down, I slid the plexiglass into place, and then I put the bottom board on, and I drilled holes in each end and then screwed that shut. So just in case by any event one of these pieces comes unglued or whatever and drops down, it won't be stuck in there. I can actually unscrew the bottom board and get in there and fix it, although I hope that never happens because it would be a pain in my butt. What else? Took me about 75 hours over almost 2 weeks time period to build this thing. Although it was really hard and really challenging and really tested my patience. If a dog bumped the table while these pieces weren't glued down, I almost lost my mind. But my wife just loved it. She would laugh at me. But I don't have any regrets. I absolutely love it. It's going to be a great display piece to have around the house. So if you're thinking about doing something like this, brace yourself and then go for it. All right, so I'm just going to bring the camera in really quick. But before I do, I just want to say I'm going to be coming out with another video here, probably within a week. It's going to be my next complex rocket that I built, so stay tuned for that. Oh, come here, you devil phone. All right, so all the pieces you see right here are inside of here. Oh yeah. Get close in on here. Notice the precision. I have steady hands like a neurosurgeon. I'm just kidding. My hands shake like crazy. You can probably see the camera shaking right now. It's ridiculous. It's a genetic thing. My dad had shaky hands too. Thing is though, I'm a qualified sharpshooter in the military and the police force, so it's kind of crazy how that works. But yeah. 1,969 pieces, yo. It's crazy. Oh, and before I forget, I'll be anchoring this thing to the wall with some screws, some big screws and some drywall anchors that I kept left over from something large that I hung on the wall. Probably that big thing, but I don't really know. Maybe it was a TV or something. And I drilled some grooves in the back of this top plank here. They're not really grooved out as much as I want them to be, but I'll do that once I get closer to the date when I'm gonna put this on the wall. So it'll look like that. So yeah, cool. I think that just about covers everything. Look at my dog. He's a goofball. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. God bless.